Hello, my name is Hugo Verband. Today I'm going to demonstrate a Motive solution that will enable end users and operators to manage and optimize their voice over Wi-Fi service. Voice over Wi-Fi is a new service which is very attractive for both operators and end users, but also comes with a number of challenges that need to be solved. There are quite some challenges that Motive will address in this demonstration. One of the big challenges is the seamless activation of the voice over Wi-Fi service on a smartphone, for instance an iPhone or an Android phone, because an end user doesn't want to manipulate things himself. Everything has to happen underwater, as we say. Another challenge in the voice over Wi-Fi solution is everything what is about the security. If you want to call voice over Wi-Fi, you don't want that your your voice streams are snooped by others, so you need to have a secure solution. That's also something we want to address in this demonstration. Then a third aspect in this demonstration is about the overall quality of service. One of the big challenges is in voice over Wi-Fi is especially related to the Wi-Fi quality of service. Assume you are doing voice over Wi-Fi in your home and you are calling from a spot in your home with a bad reachability in terms of Wi-Fi, then your quality of service will go down. And also Motive will help there in optimizing your voice over Wi-Fi. So these are the key domains that we want to address in this demonstration. So the demonstration itself is based on a real setup, a quite complex setup that we have running in our labs in Antwerp, in Belgium. So what you see on top on the internet domain is we have the full what we call extended packet core that we leverage from the LTE, and on top of that we use IMS as a service to enable then the session handling for voice and video calling. So that's what we are going to use in the demonstration to show some real voice over Wi-Fi calls. And next to that in blue you see the most important part of the Motive portfolio that will address these typical problems in the voice over Wi-Fi problem domain. So we have the mobile device manager on the left that is responsible of managing the iPhones and the Samsung phones, the Android phones. Then we have the Wi-Fi analytics. So that's a big data platform that will be able to collect telemetry data from iPhones, Android phones, from your modems, and to do analysis on top of that and to suggest solutions to end users or to operators. Then we have a number of portals that can be used either by the end user or the operator. So below you will see the three portals that we will use in this demonstration. So first of all, we use the voice over Wi-Fi subscription portal as a portal to activate the service on your phone. Then we have the Wi-Fi self-care portal that enables then the end users to optimize their Wi-Fi experience. And then you have also an assisted care portal that will help the call center agents of the operator also to optimize the Wi-Fi. And on top of that we have the Motive SMP as an orchestration platform to tie all the things nicely together by means of workflows. And then for the demo I'm using two devices. I'm using an iPhone 6 and I'm using an Android phone, an older model, a Samsung S3. So that's basically the setup, and now we can go to the actual demonstration of the use cases. Okay, let's now start with the demonstration. So before an end user can make a voice over Wi-Fi call, he needs of course to get some service activated on his phone. So some operators enable the service for all the end users that are on their network, but other operators, they want to restrict voice over Wi-Fi to particular end users, and then an end user need to take a specific subscription with the carrier. iPhone has solved that in a special way. So what they have introduced is a so-called Apple Entitlement Server, which is a specific functionality that will entitle end users or grant end users to make use of new kind of telecommunication services, such as hotspot, such as tethering, and also voice over Wi-Fi is one of them. So imagine that I'm subscribed with an operator and that I've bought my new iPhone and I got a SIM card from the operator. What could happen, you see on the screen there, on the iPhone screen, is that when I try to activate my voice over Wi-Fi service, my iPhone will say, you are not allowed to make Wi-Fi calls, you have to contact your carrier. So this means that I have to go to my carrier to ask for a subscription to voice over Wi-Fi, or I go to a self-subscription portal to register myself for this service. And for this, Motive has implemented the Entitlement Server functionality of Apple on top of their Unified Device Manager product, which I will now demonstrate. So what you see on the screen here is actually a portal that can be used by an end user or by the operator to activate a service on a device. So what you actually see for this iPhone is that my voice over Wi-Fi service is inactive and I need to subscribe for it. So now the operator can, via his systems, can say, okay, I want to activate this service, so I start this workflow to enable that service on the phone of the end user. What you will see happening is some actions here. So basically the service is going to be set in the database of the operator, and then the service data is going to be pushed to the iPhone. And you will see it happening also on the iPhone screen. You will see that voice over Wi-Fi will be enabled, and then in the top left you see currently no service. So you will see that as soon as the service is enabled, the iPhone will try to register to the network to actually activate the service so that the end user can make calls. So I now start the flow. So it says update of the service data in the database is successful, and now it's pushing the data change to the iPhone. So now you have to watch the iPhone screen. Takes a while. So now you see that switch popping up. So this means now the voice over Wi-Fi is enabled and active. And in the top left, you see that we are registered to a carrier, which means actually now that this phone is completely enabled for voice over Wi-Fi. We didn't have to provision anything else. And that thanks to the Motive UDM that implements the Apple Entitlement Server functionality. So let's try to make a call to that device. So the second device I have is a Samsung S3, which was already pre-provisioned to work for voice over Wi-Fi. These phones also enable a seamless activation of the voice over Wi-Fi service, but it's a little bit more complex than for the iPhone case. So on this device, we had to download and install a VPN client, and we also had to install and configure a voice over Wi-Fi client. So that phone you can actually follow there. So now I'm going to an app. So Motive is working with various third-party voice over Wi-Fi client providers. One, for instance, is D2 Tech. Another one we are using here for the demo purpose is the Bria client from Counterpart. So now I'm going to select my phones, and I'm going to call the iPhone, which is the white iPhone, and you see it normally dialing over there. Voila, I accept it. And now let's see if there is conversation. So there is conversation and a lot of echo. So basically this proves that with our products we can easily activate a voice over Wi-Fi service on top of any kind of smartphone, which is one of the big advantages of the Motive portfolio. Of course, now comes the tricky part of the story of voice over Wi-Fi, because as I said in the beginning, Wi-Fi, one of the problems is the quality of service. People that live in dense areas will see that a lot of channels of their router are occupied and that they have interference or they have a poor signal strength. So in order to make this service successful for the end user and for the operator, you need to have a differentiator that will really make sure that your voice over Wi-Fi experience is optimized for the end user. So for that, Motive also provides applications for the end user as well as for the call center agents. First of all, we will have a look to the application, how it appears for the end user. So you will see it happening on the Samsung device, so you will have to follow that screen to see what is happening. So we have a dedicated application. So let me go to the application, and that's called the self-service console. So that's the icon with the Motive logo. And the self-service console is a self-care app that an end user can use for troubleshooting, configuring any kind of service in his home. And in this demo, we apply it for the voice over Wi-Fi service. So assume that the end user experienced a bad experience. He logs into the application, and then he notes immediately that there is an alert. The application comes already to the end user and he says there is something wrong with your voice over Wi-Fi. So the end user clicks on it, and the application says your Wi-Fi quality is poor. Click here to optimize your voice over Wi-Fi. So it's not only about telling that there is something wrong, but the application will also start to assist the end user in solving the issue. So when I click on this, the application will suggest to analyze your environment. It will try to look for the optimal channel, for the optimal access point on which you need to connect for an optimal voice over Wi-Fi experience. So now it's going to do the actual testing. So it will check, for instance, if your Wi-Fi is enabled on your phone. This is more a static check. It will check if you are in the range of your modem, so if you can see your modem. It will check the connection itself, if you are connected, and we are connected to this modem. It will check if you are internet connection, and then it will do a quality test. So it will check the range of channels that are in the neighborhood and see which is the least occupied. And if you are on a congested channel, it will suggest you to switch to another channel. So here it says quality issues detected. Click for details. So let's do it. So here it says now I detected interference on 2.4 GHz channel 1. And we suggest the end user to switch to another channel on his modem, which is normally something you do by trial and error in your home on your gateway. So I can click that, and then it will try to swap. So that's the perception of the end user for this service. Now obviously it's also possible that an end user calls further to the call agent of the operator because he cannot solve his issue or he has still some questions. And then of course the call center agent come in place, and the call center agent has also a very specific view on this Wi-Fi experience. So I go now to the portal, which is here. So I will just refresh it a little bit. So this is my Samsung device for which I had a problem. I select it. Now Here you see all the historic measurements of the Wi-Fi analysis that I did from this phone, but there are also continuously collected this data, and they can be presented to a call center agent for further analysis. So let's take the last measurement that we did. That's the one on the top. And then in fact what the call center agent will see is a dashboard that shows in fact the quality of your Wi-Fi network. And in this case it tells you that on the 2.4 gigahertz band everything is yellow, which means medium quality. It's not really bad, but it's also not strong. Whereas this modem has also 5 gigahertz capabilities, you see here still a lot of channels with a strong preference. So this gives more insight for the call center agent to help end users to optimize their Wi-Fi further. And this in fact ends the demonstration. If you want to know more about this demonstration, please contact your sales representative. You can always visit our Alcatel-Lucent labs in Belgium to watch other use cases for voice over Wi-Fi. Thank you.